You know the same tech that powers your smart speaker or your watch? What if it could do something truly incredible, like help a child find their voice? Today, we're going to dive into some really fascinating research that explores exactly that. It's this powerful meeting point between cutting edge technology and a deeply human need, the ability to communicate.
It's a pretty powerful question when you stop and think about it, isn't it? I mean, we are surrounded by smart devices, the Internet of Things, all this AI. And this research is asking, can we take all of that power and harness it for something that could genuinely change a life for a child with cerebral palsy?
So, to really understand the solution they're proposing, we first have to get a handle on the problem itself. For many of us, talking is just second nature. But for some kids, it's a constant mountain to climb, every single day. And look, this is not a new problem. Researchers were pointing this out decades ago. The need for better tools to help with moving, with communicating, with just getting through the day, that's been a long-standing challenge in this field. And that's the key takeaway here. This isn't just some academic concept. This is about the daily lived experience of children who have all these thoughts, feelings, and amazing ideas inside them, but they face these huge barriers just trying to get them out. Okay, so let's shift gears and look at the tools that are out there right now. We've got some pretty incredible technology at our fingertips, but is it really doing enough to solve this specific, very complex problem? Well, we have wearable sensors that can collect all sorts of data. We've got AI platforms that are actually designed to understand non-standard speech. There are basic apps that can turn symbols into words, and of course, plenty of text-to-speech tools. You can think of each of these as one piece of a much larger puzzle. And this really gets to the heart of it. On one hand, you have the promise. Yeah, we can monitor speech patterns, we can recognize some of it, we can get basic communication going, but then you look at the reality. These tools are completely disconnected. They don't talk to each other. They don't give personalized feedback. And crucially, they don't grow and adapt along with the child. So this brings us right to the core of the research, figuring out what exactly is missing. Why aren't all these individual tools adding up to a complete solution? Well, it turns out there are three pretty critical gaps. First up is what they call the end-to-end gap. Think about it like this. It's like having a fitness tracker on your wrist, a separate app for logging your food, and a workout plan you downloaded as a PDF. They all kind of work, but they aren't integrated. It's the same thing here. There's no single system that connects all the dots, from the sensor collecting the data to providing real-time interactive therapy. Second, and this one is huge, is the linguistic and cultural gap. Most of the AI out there has been trained on mountains of data of, standard fluent English. It really struggles to understand what's called dysarthric speech. That's speech that's physically hard to produce. And it gets even worse when that speech is mixed with regional Indian languages and accents. The tech it doesn't get it. And finally, there's the engagement gap. Let's be real, therapy is hard work, and if the tools you're using are boring or feel like a chore, especially for a kid, they're just not going to use them. A lot of the current systems are really static, and they just don't have those fun, game-like or interactive parts you need to keep a child motivated. Okay, so now that we've laid out all the problems, let's get to the exciting part. The research proposes a totally new way forward. It's a smarter kind of help designed to fill all three of those gaps we just talked about. The core idea is actually pretty simple, but it's also incredibly powerful. It's to stop trying to patch together a bunch of separate tools and instead build one single, smart, integrated system right from the ground up, designed with the very specific needs of these children in mind. So how does this whole thing actually work? Well, it's a continuous loop. It all starts with wearable sensors that collect data on a child's speech patterns right as it's happening. Then that data gets sent to a cloud-based AI. And this AI isn't just listening, it's learning the child's unique voice. From there, it gives personalized, adaptive feedback, almost like a digital coach. And the whole time, therapists can actually see the progress remotely and offer support from anywhere. And you can see right away how these features directly attack the gaps we talked about. You've got real-time data and AI feedback. Boom, that closes the end-to-end gap. Multilingual and regional accent support, that's for the linguistic gap. And gamification is built right in to solve that engagement gap. On top of all that, a huge goal is to make it affordable and accessible, which, as we know, can be a massive barrier for so many families. All right, let's zoom out a little bit. What's the big picture here? If this kind of technology actually becomes a reality, what's the potential impact? What could this really change?
At its core, the research is making three big bets. First, if we use an integrated system like this, then a child's speech clarity will improve way more than with traditional therapy. Second, if we personalize the experience with AI, then the results will be better and they'll come faster. And third, if we design it to understand different languages and cultures, then way more people will actually be able to use it effectively. And the technology to make this happen isn't science fiction. It's right around the corner. Get this. By 2025, it's estimated there will be 75 times billion connected IoT devices worldwide. The infrastructure to support this kind of thing is already being built. The potential to scale this up is absolutely massive. So, why does all of this matter? Well, the bottom line is this isn't just a cool tech project. It's about empowerment. It's about giving children a tool that actually understands them, that adapts to them, and that connects them with the help they need. It's about making therapy more effective, more engaging, and hopefully more accessible to everyone, no matter where they live or what language they speak.
And that really leaves us with a final thought to chew on. This research, it focuses on one specific profound challenge. But it makes you wonder, as technology keeps connecting our world in all these new and amazing ways, what other silent struggles out there could we finally begin to hear and maybe help overcome?